Hello, dear students. Once again, I am here to discuss one another topic from our writing section, and the name of our topic is story writing. A story is basically a narrating of real or imaginary events involving real or imaginary people. A real story needs to be represented words necessarily, and most of the sentences should be in simple past tense, right? Because we are narrating a story. So let's start to learn how to write an interesting story. A story writing is an art that requires a lot of communication skills. You will be given either the introductory lines or some hints given in the input or both. You have to develop story basing it on the information given in the input or the introductory lines. You have to develop it on the same theme as intended by the introductory lines or by the input. You can't go against the stated theme. So guys, स्टोरी राइटिंग एक आर्ट है और आपको या तो इंट्रोडक्टरी लाइंस दी जाएगी या फिर हिंट्स दिए जाएंगे और आपको उसी थीम पे स्टोरी क्रिएट करनी है. थिंक दैट यू आर अ राइटर एंड देन स्टार्ट टू राइट. व्हाट इज अ स्टोरी राइटिंग? A story is the form of writing where an incident or an action takes place around the characters and a story is built out of it. In the story, the characters and plot are the crucial elements. The format of a story writing: first title, then intro paragraph, means intro para, then plot, good introduction of characters, conclusion. Now we will discuss in detail. Title. Keep the title of your story eye-catching. Make sure that your story revolves around the title only. हमारी स्टोरी का टाइटल इस तरह से देना चाहिए कि जो टाइटल होता है उसी टाइटल के इर्द गिर्द हमारी जो स्टोरी होती है वो लगनी चाहिए. टाइटल कुछ अलग और स्टोरी कुछ अलग ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. इंट्रो पैरा. इंट्रो पैरा मीन्स इंट्रोडक्शन पैराग्राफ. द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द स्टोरी कैचेज utmost attention of the reader. So make sure you use a catchy line while introducing a story. You can also take help from the lines provided in the question paper and make a story out of it. For example, you can use phrases like "One upon a time," "There used to be," "Ravi was in a fix," "The day was departing," "The breeze was massaging his face," "Every morning I used to walk there, but that day was different." So in this we can start our story. Now plot. The plot actually means your whole story. So make sure your plot is well developed and based on your title. हमारी स्टोरी टाइटल के साथ मैच होनी चाहिए. Good introduction of characters. Make sure you include the worthy characters in your story. The characters must be included in such a way that they enhance and give meaning to your story. हमें स्टोरी में जो कैरेक्टर्स पसंद करने चाहिए वो अच्छे पसंद करने चाहिए, जो स्टोरी के साथ कनेक्टेड हो और स्टोरी को इंटरेस्टिंग बनाए. Conclusion. The best way to conclude your story is to end it with a moral. In this way, the reader will get impacted by your story. Sometimes, open ending also leaves an impact on reader's mind. So it is totally on you on how to conclude your story. जब हम स्टोरी लिखते हैं और हमारे पास कोई अच्छा मोरल है, कोई अच्छा मोरल वाला सेंटेंस मिलता है उस स्टोरी से, तो हमें वो मोरल लिखना चाहिए. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हम मोरल लिखें, लेकिन अगर कोई मोरल बनता है तो हमें उस मोरल को हमारी स्टोरी में इंक्लूड करना चाहिए. Sunita is a 12 years old girl. She is staying with her mother. No one was there for their help. One day, a stranger came to Sunita's house. Her mother was not in the house at that time. The man caught hold of Sunita. She began to cry loudly, but no one was there to hear her complete the story in 150 to 200 words. अब हमें यहाँ पे सिर्फ लाइन्स मिली है और इस लाइन्स को देख के, पढ़ के, समझ के एक पूरी स्टोरी तैयार करनी है 150 to 200 वर्ड्स में. Sunita was a 12-year-old girl who used to stay with her mother. Her father had gone to another city to earn money. One day, a stranger came to Sunita's house. Her mother was not in the house at that moment. The man caught hold of Sunita. She began to cry loudly, but no one was there to hear her. Suddenly, Sunita was reminded of her mother's teaching of not losing the wits and alertness of mind when in hour of need. She built up her confidence and looked around. She could not see anything with which to hit the stranger. Suddenly, she bit the stranger on his arm. The stranger cried with pain and let go of her. This moment was important for her. She took her mother's sari and tied it around the stranger's neck. Now it was the time for the stranger to cry for help. She tied him and then used her mobile phone to call the police as well as her neighbors. The police reached within no time and arrested the man. The neighbors had also arrived. They all patted Sunita on her back for fighting bravely with the man. This is another example of our story. We have to use these points to make our story. A hare makes fun of the slow speed of his friend, the tortoise, challenges him for a race. The day is fixed. Both run. The hare loses. The race feels ashamed of his conduct. Moral: we have to use all the points, or you can say hints, and make a story. The hare and the tortoise. Once there lived a hare and a tortoise in a jungle. Both of them were fast friends. The hare was very proud of his swiftness, but tortoise walked slowly. The hare always taunted the tortoise for its slow pace. The tortoise angry and felt insulted every time. Once it asked the hare to run a race. The hare accepted the challenge. The next day, the race started. From a particular place, they were to reach the bank of the river. The hare took a few leaps and was much ahead of the tortoise. He looked back and saw that the tortoise was at a great distance. He decided to take a nap, but he slept for a long time. The tortoise had reached the goal. The hare ran very fast, but the tortoise had already reached. The hare realized that slow and steady wins the race. Moral of the story: slow and steady wins the race. So, guys, in simple way, we have to write our story on given topic. So, here we have come to an end of this topic. We'll see you in next video. Till that time, goodbye, take care, stay home, stay safe.